Coming up on Good Morning Texas,
No coffee, no problem.
Budget Bites returns.
And a COVID-safe spring break.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good morning, Texas. For Wednesday, March 24th, I'm Cameron Trout.
And I'm Tanya Velasquez. Thanks for joining us this morning. So, Cameron, how's your week going?
It's been honestly pretty hectic getting back into the swing of things since spring break. It was obviously really nice to have that break and like getting some time away from like stress and schoolwork and just work in general. But now that we're back in the swing of things, I'm feeling the pain. What about you?
I also enjoyed having some time away from school, but now that classes have started up again, I'm struggling a little bit to readjust to a busy schedule.
Yeah, it's really always like that. Professors seem to always forget that no one's going to really do their homework over spring break and just scramble at the last minute. So it's just the pains of college education, I guess.
No,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, it's a pain. Well, let's get into this week's trending topics. To start off with some encouraging news, if you want to see it that way, I guess. Offsite alcohol weekly purchases have decreased for the first time since the pandemic has started. Offsite purchases include basically anytime you purchase alcohol anywhere where you're going to get the alcohol but not drinking it there, like a gas station or HEB. I'm going to pull out my SAT vocab here and try and make myself sound a little bit classier than I am and say that I was imbibing when the lockdown started, but I definitely felt like I slowed down pretty much like immediately after those first couple of weeks. So I'm honestly kind of shocked to see that it has taken a full year for sales to finally drop even 1.9% in sales per week. And obviously, these numbers were already higher than normal for alcohol consumption, with the first week of lockdowns last year seeing a 55% increase in sales of alcohol. And that level of alcohol consumption has only risen till now. I guess people had to find some way to get through all of this. I know it's been crazy for a lot of people, so I'm sure people are finding some sort of solace in it. Do you have any ideas as to why they potentially dropped, though?
I'm honestly not sure, but I'm thinking with businesses reopening and COVID regulations being relaxed a little bit, maybe people are starting to find new things to occupy their time, like new activities.
Yeah, that's definitely optimistic. A lot of people are actually attributing it to um, lockdowns being lifted in many of these southern states and people actually going back to bars. So you're somewhat right, but sort of like the more negative aspect. I wish people would stay away from that. But when people go to bars, it's actually classified as on premise purchases, which aren't really counted in these statistics. So it makes the story a little bit less exciting, but hopefully, as more people get vaccinated, we can see somewhat of a return to normalcy and really leave some of these bad habits that we've gained over the whole coronavirus pandemic behind. Well, talking about returning to normal life, many Texans are still recovering from the ice storms.
Yes, unfortunately, some are. But this past weekend, Matthew McConaughey and his wife Camilla hosted a virtual concert called Where Texas to raise money for those impacted by the winter storms. Proceeds went towards various organizations, including Austin Disaster Relief Network, Meals on Wheels Central Texas, the Salvation Army, Save the Children, St. Bernard Project, and Team Rubicon Disaster Relief. Hey, Cameron, have you ever heard of this event?
Yeah, I actually did hear about it, and I think it's a great cause by Matthew McConaughey. I mean, all of these organizations are obviously very helpful and impactful for people who are experiencing disasters. So I think it's honestly a really, really good cause. I'm happy for it.
No, I agree. I'm glad that he hosted that event. And luckily, through the concert, McConaughey was able to raise $7.7 million with donations. And donations are still being made after the event, which aired on Sunday via YouTube and Spectrum News 1. McConaughey recognizes the disastrous and lingering effects of the winter storm that it had on many residents. And he said that many are still without water and unable to repair water damages in their homes and can't help themselves right now unless we help them. So in this event, he had an all-star lineup of Texas performers for a night to restore Texas. And some of these performers were actually from Texas, so like Kelly Clarkson and Khalid, but then others were from other states like Post Malone.
Yeah, I definitely saw. I mean, I'm self-admittedly not the biggest country fan, but I saw some really big names from country like Casey Musgraves, Miranda Lambert, even like people like Willie Nelson. I mean, these are some really big time people. And so I'm impressed that Matthew McConaughey pulled all of this off. And yeah, like I said, I'm just really happy that we're finally getting some sort of major donation and fundraising campaign for these victims, or not victims, but no, they are victims of the winter storm. We all went through
Yeah.
it. Well, in some other really big news for Texas, Texas opened up vaccine eligibility to all people 16 years and older. It has definitely felt like a long time coming for a lot of us. And now that everyone at UT is eligible to get the vaccine, the end of the pandemic feels like it is definitely in sight, especially for me. I know that, Tanya, that you are a freshman, so your whole college experience has been online. So what are your thoughts about this news?
I'm honestly very excited for vaccines to be distributed to like a wider audience. I feel like we're starting to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel here.
Yeah, it's definitely really encouraging to hear this, and even more so broader outside of Texas. This news comes on the heels of multiple other states announcing that they would be opening up vaccines to the CDC's Group 2, which is generally labeled like the general adult population. On March 29th, Texas will be one of the 9 states, including our neighbor Oklahoma, that are opening vaccines up to everyone. Overall, Texas has had 22% of its population receive their first dose of the vaccine, and 11% of the total population being fully vaccinated. UT also announced that it will be sending out emails over the coming week to those who have filled out their vaccine pre-registration form to set up appointments for the vaccine. If you haven't filled out that form yet and you would like to do so, you can find it on UT Health Austin's website. Are you going to get your vaccination, Tanya?
Yes, for sure. I cannot wait to start going out again, and hopefully the weather is nice so I can spend some time outdoors. Speaking of weather, let's check in with Linda at the Weather Center to see how is this week looking for the forecast, Linda.
Thanks, Tanya. Well, Longhorns, I hope you had a fun and safe spring break. It looks like April showers are coming a little early this year. Today, there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms with a high of 78 and a low around 56. The morning will start with a 30% chance of rain, and as we go into the night, that will increase to a 60% chance. The cloudy skies will roll into Thursday with a 40% chance of rain and thunderstorms. We are also expecting to see a high of 74 and a low of 49. On Friday, the sun will finally make an appearance with a high of 82, and as we roll into the night, we will see partly cloudy skies and a low of 57. The weather will mostly remain cloudy as we head into Saturday with a high of 84 and a low of 60. You have to love living in Texas, right? On Sunday, the day will start off with a 20% chance of rain, and we will eventually see these skies clear up with a high of 79. And then Sunday night, we will end with mostly cloudy skies and a low of 55. That's Texas weather for you, bringing us the sun and then snatching it right back. That is it for me. Live from the Weather Center, I'm Linda Hamilton.
Thank you, Linda. And don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas when we get back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. National Caffeine Awareness Month reminds us of the dangers of intaking too much caffeine. The stimulant can cause sleep problems and high blood pressure, but as college students, sometimes we just need that morning pick-me-up. Our Andrea Muniz shows us a green and great low caffeine coffee alternative.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Andrea Muniz, and this month is National Caffeine Awareness Month. Now, what does that mean for us as college students who love a good latte, love a good cold brew, and a nice coffee shop? It means being aware. I know that I definitely intake maybe like 3 too many coffees per day. And it's important to find alternatives that have less caffeine and can still sustain your energy through that study session. So A great alternative is matcha. This is a latte mix from Trader Joe's. Costs $3.99, which I thought was a deal because you go to a coffee shop and you're gonna pay that or more for a drink. So you have multiple drinks in this can that you can make, and we're gonna be learning together how to do that today. So let's get to it.
We are going to get our can of matcha. We are going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of matcha in our glass, 5 ounces of hot water. Froth that up or stir that up, however you want to do that. After putting the ice in, I also decided to put a little bit of oat milk in just to make it a little more creamier, but that is totally just a preference.
I say this having drank like half the glass. I love matcha. I definitely think this can replace like at least like one of my coffees per day, which is improvement in being aware of my caffeine intake. So I think that's a win. I hope you all try this out. That's it for me with Good Morning Texas. I'm Andrea Muniz.
With the ongoing pandemic still affecting most of our wallets, finding some cheap eats that also scratch the good food itch is a must. Our Cameron Trout, Arushi Gundati, and Nicole Shaw went to check out a couple food trucks on South First and gave their thoughts.
So we just finished a hike and we definitely built up an appetite. So I wanted to find a place to eat. But as you know, we're college students, so we're broke.
So we thought it'd be a good idea to revive our old segment, Budget Bites, where we try and find cheap food that is also high quality around the Austin area, usually ranging from $10 and under.
So we found a food truck downtown called Little Thai Food. We are all lovers of Thai food, so we were looking for something affordable yet tasty, and we are super excited to try it out, so let's dig in.
For my entree, I got pad cashew, which was $10.
For my entree, I got pad thai, and that was also $10.
For my entree, I got pad ki mao. That was also $10.
So as you can see, it was somewhat higher in our budget, capping out at $10 each. When I first tried mine, it was fairly simplistic and lacked some flavor, but overall it was pretty decent.
For the pad thai, definitely was lackluster. No, like very minimal flavor, a lot of fish sauce. Not something I was impressed with at all.
For the pad ki mao, I thought there were a lot of vegetables and not enough noodles, and I wish they gave hot sauce and made it a little bit more flavorful, but overall it was still pretty decent. After that, we hopped on over to Little Thai Food's neighbor, Bombay Dabba.
The menu itself is pretty expensive, so we wanted to stick with appetizers and got the samosas.
The samosas were so good, we actually did 2 rounds of samosas. They were amazing.
Overall, Little Thai Food wasn't the greatest. It was definitely more middle of the pack, I would say.
There are definitely better options like Madam Mom, Saps, or even Hatayas.
But luckily with Bombay Dabba, we lucked out. Their entrees were a little bit expensive, but their appetizers, especially the samosas, were really, really good.
For Good Morning Texas, I'm Cameron Trout.
I'm Arushi Gadanti.
I'm Nicole Shaw.
Last week was a much needed break from the crazy year that we have all had so far, but hopefully everyone remains safe and healthy while having a good time. Our Madeline Hayden tells us about her spring break and gives a few ideas on how to have fun during these warmer months while staying COVID safe.
Hello and good morning. My name is Madeline Hayden and I'm an associate producer here at Good Morning Texas. If you watched last week, you know that I gave you guys some very helpful tips and tricks to better your immune system and keep you safe during spring break. But this week I'm going to be sharing some things that I did during my spring break with you all, and hopefully you'll participate in some too, and they'll also keep you safe and healthy throughout the remainder of the semester and possibly summer.
So the first part of spring break, my family and I and my friend's family rented out a beach house in Surfside Beach, Texas. While we were here, we really just surfed, hung out at the beach, went on walks, and these were all really good ways to stay away from a lot of people and have fun while doing it. The second and last part of spring break was basically the same thing. A few friends came down and we rode jet skis, went on walks. This was also a really good way to remain social distance. We went tubing and fishing as well.
I feel like we're almost at the end of the tunnel with this pandemic thing, so hopefully we can just remain healthy, keep social distancing, stay strong, and just push through. That is all for me. I'm Madeline Hayden, and this is Good Morning Texas.
Don't go anywhere. We'll have more. Good Morning Texas after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Although we are deep in the heart of Texas here at UT Austin, there is so much more to the United States outside of just Texas. The question is, how much do our anchors know about the other 49 states? Today, we are going to test our knowledge of U.S. geography with our game, State That State. The rules are simple. I'm going to ask each of our anchors a question. If they get it right, they get a point. If they get it wrong, then the other anchor will have a chance to answer and get the point. The anchor with the most points at the end of the game wins. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to beat Tanya. You better.
I'm so nervous.
My 9th grade knowledge is coming back in full today.
Oh, no.
Okay, first question for Cameron. What is the capital of New York?
I'm fairly confident in this. It is Albany.
That is correct. 1 point for Cameron. Next question. What state is known as the Beehive State?
Why did I get the hard question?
Screw you over for this one.
But this is why would I know this?
Wait, are there options?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
are there answer choices?
There are. Okay, options. Tennessee, Utah, Kentucky, or Rhode Island?
I'm just gonna say Tennessee. I don't know.
I'm sorry. You tried. That is not the correct answer.
What were the options again?
Tennessee, Utah, Kentucky, or Rhode Island?
I'm going to go with Kentucky.
Yeah. Looks like I both need to brush up on my skills a little bit there.
Wait, what was it?
The correct answer is Utah. Therefore, no one will get the points for that question.
I only know Utah had Mormons. What kind of beehives they have there, but...
That is hilarious. Okay, next question for Cameron. Olympia is the capital of what state? Kentucky, Missouri, Washington, or Florida?
See, I've got an unfair advantage. All my family lives up in Oregon and Washington, so I know it is Washington.
That is correct.
This game is rigged.
It is not. She's going to make a comeback. Just wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Which state is known as the Garden State? Vermont, New Jersey, Delaware, or Kansas?
Why am I getting all the hard questions?
You got this. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but could you repeat the choices again?
Of course. Vermont, New Jersey, Delaware, or Kansas?
I'm just going to say New Jersey and hope that's correct.
Period. That is correct.
Okay.
I'm catching up.
I'll let you have that one.
Okay.
Okay, next question. Bouncing back to Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Which state is known as the Constitution State? Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, or New Hampshire?
Okay. I'm fairly confident in this answer. I'm pretty sure like whatever they're called, like Continental Convention or whatever, was held in Pennsylvania.
Yikes. Tanya, do you want to steal this one?
Wait, what are the choices again? I'm sorry.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, or New Hampshire?
I'm gonna say New Hampshire, but I don't think that's correct.
That's not. Oh, I was rooting for you, girl. The correct answer is Connecticut.
What did Connecticut have to do with the Constitution?
Your answer as good as mine, honestly.
Wow. That name. That's so fake.
It's
They're trying to
okay.
get some of that clout, that Constitution clout.
No,
Right, up in the New England era.
not the Constitution Cloud.
The CC.
They gotta be
party.
known for something.
CC.
Right, the CC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question. What is the capital of California? Sacramento, Los Angeles, San Francisco, or San Diego?
Easy.
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Oh, y'all said at the same time.
Girl, it's my part. You can't be stealing my point yet. I got that one.
I mean,
Okay, you can give her a point too. I'm feeling charitable today.
sportsmanlike conduct. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Thank you.
Joseph, give me my point.
No, we're tied now.
No,
That's how it works.
No.
Period.
I said we can both get a point. Thank you very much.
Okay, next question. What state is known as the Peach State? North Carolina, South Carolina, Nebraska, or Georgia?
I know this one, girl. You better get it right.
I'm gonna say Georgia.
Yes. Georgia is the correct answer. You better catch up, Tanya. You better do
Catching
it.
up to you.
I'm insane. Don't worry. Don't worry.
It'll be
Oh
fine.
my gosh.
Okay, next question. Richmond is the capital of what state?
Wait,
Oklahoma.
I can say it. Virginia.
Someone wants to be a show out here. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I gotta secure my spot. Right now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
understandable. Okay. Which of these states does not have a capital named after a U.S. president? Mississippi, South Carolina, Missouri, or Wisconsin?
I'm gonna say Wisconsin.
No.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Named after a president?
Which of these states does not have a capital named after a U.S. president?
Oh my God. Wait, what were the options again?
Mississippi, South Carolina, Missouri, and Wisconsin.
What's in Wisconsin? Madison.
Oh.
Columbia is, wait, was South Carolina?
Say it again?
What were the options? South Carolina was one of them?
Yes.
It's Columbia. I think that one.
I guess I'll give you that one.
No.
Wait.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Wait, what's Mississippi?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have no clue.
Oh, Jackson.
Oh, you're right.
That makes sense. Well, that was fun, especially the part where I won. Thank you so much for hosting, Linda.
Of
And
course.
thank you, Tanya, for being a valiant competitor. We scored a lot more than the what was it, grammar quiz last week. So we at least have some, brains between us two. Well, I'm really happy with that result, but don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas when we get back. Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We usually never have time to just sit and talk about our college experiences and lives in general. So today we're just going to relax and chat the morning away. So to start off, Tanya, obviously you are a freshman, so this question's been eating at the back of my mind. How has your college experience been so far, given, online school, COVID, ice storm, wildfires, the whole 9 yards?
Oh, yes, for sure. It has definitely been a crazy semester. Honestly, I've been kind of stressed out, with everything being online. It just feels like my life is just like schoolwork and like a little bit of like social life sprinkled in like here and there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I can definitely speak from my experience. I mean, I'm a senior, so I've been through it all. This has been like a year and a half now. Or a year and a half, or no, oh my God. 2.5 semesters at this point that we've been all going through this. And it's really just been such like a stark contrast. I mean, when I was younger, it's like schoolwork took up like really so little of my time. I would just go, run, have fun. And then now I'm just like, every day schoolwork's consuming my life, I feel like, but don't feel too bad. It's a lot less draining this way, I guess. That's the bright side. But also you're going to be out of this soon. So I'm really excited for y'all. My brother's a sophomore, so here at UT, so he's only really had one semester too. And I mean, oh my God, I feel so bad for y'all, but you're gonna come out of the pandemic and like years till you're 21, and then you get to go hard. So that's the bright side. Well, obviously you're new to college too, but and you've joined TSTV. Thank you. It's wonderful to have you here. But I was just wondering, like, how yeah, it's been an honor, y'all. She's iconic. So how have like your hobbies sort of changed since you've come here? Because I know when I came to college, I came in with like 3 hobbies. I dropped those the instant I walked in the door, and I sort of just changed my whole personality. I changed my view on life, like literally in the day I came to college. So have you seen that sort of like drastic shift or anything?
Yes, definitely. No, I have like left my high school like self in the past. Like she's gone. I don't know her. Like it's crazy. Like I'll literally think about like high school me, and like it literally just feels like a fever dream. Like I'm like, did that actually happen? Or like it does not feel real. Like I feel like I really had like a lot of like self-discovery moments, and like literally I haven't even finished my second semester freshman year, but like I already feel like I'm starting to learn so much more about like me and like my past and like who I am as a person. And it's just the amount of confidence I've been able to gain too is just a lot more than like, it's just crazy like how much I've changed already.
No, yeah. And like I like have started like journaling since the pandemic, and I have in the past generally, and really like each year of my college like career, I would say it's like my personality shifts distinguishably like every single year. I'm like, oh wow, I'm literally a completely different person. Like I'm shedding the skin. I'm a snake, by the way. I'm in Macomb, so I can use that analogy. I'm a snake. I'll shed my skin. But I like go each year to year, and it's really insane like how much I've changed just within college. And then to think back to high school, like obviously if you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit limp wrist. So when I was in high school, I was even closeted, and coming here, the instant I stepped foot here, I made the vow to myself. I was like, I'm going to be out to everyone. And just having that change too has been insane for me as a person. I mean, it's allowed me to grow confidently. I was so quiet in the past. And I mean, now obviously you can never shut me up. So that's sort of been my broad scale journey so far. But like, has it been like hard to separate from your family, you think? Like you're living in the dorms, right?
Yeah, I am. Or I'm living in an off-campus dorm. Technically, I live at Dobie, if you know what that is. Yeah, I live there. Personally, for me, it has not been hard to leave my home. Like I had been waiting for that moment for like years. Like it was like whenever I graduated, I was like, finally, like I can finally leave. I can go live my own life, do like whatever I want. Cause like I feel like at home, like there's just like a person like myself. Like I feel like I couldn't detach myself from like who I was until I left. And like I just couldn't really express myself and be like who I really wanted to be in my home. So like leaving for me was just like really liberating, and I was so excited. And like I don't really miss it. Like not to be rude to my family or anything. I really like it here, and like I like the freedom I have.
No, yeah, it's definitely like I've always sort of been like an independent sort of person. I sort of like doing, or not necessarily doing my own thing, but even with my parents, it was always sort of like it felt helicoptery sometimes, even when it's not being. And I'm like, please, y'all, like I need some space. I need to breathe. And literally since like middle school, I was sitting there in my bed like, can't wait till I go to college.
No, me.
Yeah. And so that's like one of the biggest joys of like being here is like you get so much freedom, and obviously there's added responsibility, there's real life, and now that I'm reaching the end of it, I'm freaking out. I mean, I'm like for the past 2 years I've like filed my own taxes independently, like that's a lot, even though TurboTax really makes it easy. But I think like one of the biggest like values of coming here is really like seeing yourself handle how you live life, and really seeing how you respond to different situations, because literally everything is thrown at you. I've like had so many situations, and I can imagine you too, especially. Like it must be insane. Like every week it's like, I swear it's a new thing every single, and it's honestly incredible, like seeing all of these like freshmen and underclassmen like come up like you. And I mean, obviously this is awesome, like having you here, and it's just incredible seeing and observing like all of you come in and just take advantage of everything. I mean, if I was in your situation, I don't know what I would do. I'd just be sitting in my dorm room doing nothing. So I really applaud you and all of your peers. Like it's really, really respectable.
Thank you.
Well, it has been incredible getting to talk to you. I know there's never really time, especially over Zoom, which is really sad. But as much as I'd like to keep this conversation going, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in. And for more Good Morning Texas throughout the week, you can follow us. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Good Morning TX. From all of us here at Gmtx, have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye, y'all.
Bye.